YouTube has had a lot of problems throughout the years, but one of their most infamously awful features is their copyright system. YouTube's copyright system is more inconsistent than Majin Buu, and there's been a huge copyright issue going on recently that is actually so ridiculous that YouTube should be able to fix this immediately, but they don't. So, a YouTuber named Destin tweeted at YouTube and said, "So let me get this straight. I recorded and posted my video on March 16th, 2026. LA7, which we'll get into later, used my content on April 4th, 2026, and then filed a copyright on my channel. How can the YouTube system not just look at the dates and see this makes no sense?" So think about that for a second. Another channel used his content way later than he actually uploaded it. Copyright claimed the actual main YouTuber, and now YouTube is not disputing the claim. So it says over here, visibility. The video can't be seen in some territories, affecting 94% of your audience. 94%. Based on your historical watch time in the past year. And obviously the monetization is going to go over to the person who's actually abusing the copyright system as opposed to the real YouTuber. This actually kind of went viral today. A bunch of people are talking about this on Twitter because not only did this Italian television channel go ahead and copyright claim that YouTuber, but they also copyright claimed the actual NVIDIA channel. Yes, that is correct. The people who actually made the thing, they got copyright claimed by this random channel abusing the copyright claim system. LA7, an Italian television channel, has used footage from the NVIDIA DLSS5 trailer and then sent a copyright strike to every YouTube video that supposedly used their footage, including NVIDIA themselves. Just want to correct that real quick. I don't think it was a strike. I think it was a claim, but that's still bad. NVIDIA's own DLSS5 announcement video has now been taken down by LA7, as you can see here. So it hasn't been copyright strike, because if it was copyright strike, then it wouldn't be visible at all. But obviously, a lot of people were talking about this, and it just shows how bad YouTube's copyright claim system is. So obviously, YouTube did end up responding to Destin, but I don't think it was a real person. So Destin makes a good point that YouTube could just fix this easily if they look at the dates of the copyright claims and the people who uploaded the videos. And Destin further clarified and said, "So Coffee Break used the same NVIDIA trailer they do not have the rights to, and then claimed all videos that use the same asset. YouTube should issue them a strike for false claims. Check your notifications, y'all. I bet more of you got this." So Team YouTube replies, awfully as they usually do, to clarify, a content ID claim is automatically generated when your content matches another video in our content ID system. Since you already submitted a dispute, the next step is to wait for the claimant to respond within 30 days. If they don't, the claim on your video will expire and be released. Note that we don't mediate copyright disputes. So, and I've experienced terrible issues with copyrights in the past. You guys already know. I've been the subject of so much copyright abuse, but I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about the whole deep humor drama thing. But notice what YouTube's solution is to this problem. Hey, this person falsely copyright claimed your video and is now stealing your money. Go ahead and just wait 30 days and allow them to take your money for an entire month. What kind of solution is this, YouTube? So Destin, obviously annoyed, replied and said the channel making these claims does not own the rights to an NVIDIA trailer they use without permission during their talk show. They just created work for YouTube by abusing the system. Many channels got auto-flagged by this small Italian channel abusing the system. LA7 will suffer no consequences. We all lose revenue and viewership. Can I counterclaim this blatantly false claim for abusing the system? And as I said, copyright claims have been a huge problem on YouTube since pretty much the beginning of YouTube. I've been the subject of false copyright claims and strikes. A lot of YouTubers have too. I remember a YouTuber, Totally Not Mark, like 4 years ago, got completely destroyed by Toei Animation. His content was clearly within fair use, but over 150 of his videos had gotten taken down by Toei Animation. Critical one time was saying, yes, not even singing, just saying, reading out loud some of Taylor Swift's song lyrics in his video, and he got copyright claimed as well. I mean, the copyright system on YouTube is insane, and don't even get me started on Nintendo. They are infamous for copyright striking and claiming pretty much anyone who even breathes the name Nintendo. And so this YouTuber over here not only is just, a false copyright claim, but it's the easiest one to go ahead and fix because, as he points out, his video was made almost a month before the LA7 channel that used his content. It's such a weird and flawed system. So Team YouTube hits him with another awful automated reply and says, YouTube sets explicit guidelines on how Content ID can be used. Content ID use and disputes are monitored on an ongoing basis to make sure these guidelines are followed. Copyright owners who repeatedly make erroneous Content ID claims can have their Content ID access disabled and their partnership with YouTube terminated. Can YouTube even give me a single example of this happening? I don't remember anyone ever really getting punished for doing copyright abuse. I have even falsely stated in videos that I'm pretty sure people who abuse the copyright system can get banned, but I actually don't know anyone who's ever gotten banned for abusing YouTube's awful copyright system. Totally understand how frustrating this can be. Right now, it's best to wait for the claimant to respond within 30 days. So yeah, basically just let this guy steal your money for 30 days. So Destin replies and says, you are tagged in this thread with several other channels who were frivolously struck by the same claim. I appreciate the reply, but the extent of this is simply ridiculous. He names a bunch of channels that are affected by this as well. Just a few in all were falsely claimed by LA7 TV, and some say it's not the first time. I wonder how Nvidia feels about LA7 using Nvidia-owned media to batch file false claims. To be clear, anyone fighting this cannot have their content viewed in the most populated territories. Everyone struck by this cannot have their Nvidia reactions or news coverage viewed until this claim is released in 30 days from a TV station in Italy, either abusing the system or frivolously filing claims using content they don't own as, quote, proof. And another one of the people who was talking about this story said, are there any repercussions to those who abuse the copyright system? I can't count the amount of times my videos have received a copyright strike from someone who doesn't even seem to own the rights. Like this example here, the copyright strike should be from Nvidia, not LA7. This is such a huge issue on YouTube, and this has been a problem for years now. People can just file a copyright strike or a claim on you if you breathe the wrong way, if you even use a second of their content. Sometimes if you don't even use their content at all, they can still copyright claim and strike your channel. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, I mean, in this case, this guy actually did go ahead and dispute the claim. But for some people who are hesitant to dispute copyright claims and strikes like I have been in the past, you might be wondering why. Well, I'll give you an example. So for example, I got copyright striked a year and a half ago by this YouTuber who was stealing my channel art. His name is Deep Humor 1. You guys probably already know the whole situation. Critical got involved. But anyways, the reason why I didn't want to dispute his obviously false copyright strike, he copyright struck me, by the way, because he said I used his copyrighted logo in my video, which doesn't make sense because that's obviously under fair use. Just because you show somebody's logo in your video doesn't mean that they can copyright strike you. That would be like the most egregious, everybody would be getting copyright striked if that was the case. And he also said something along the lines of I used this copyrighted logo from 0 minutes to 30 minutes into the video, but the video itself was only 15 minutes long. It was a blatantly false copyright strike. And YouTube even told me that he actually didn't provide the necessary information to file the copyright strike. So what happened to him, right? What repercussions does this guy get? Absolutely none. His channel is still alive and up. He'd got no restrictions or punishment from YouTube. He just was able to take down my video falsely, and the only way that I could have actually fought back would be to dispute the copyright strike or claim. You know what I have to do that? I would have to give this guy all of my information, my full name, my address, all that type of information, just to go ahead and dispute one copyright strike. That's how bad that it would have been, and that's how far it would have gotten. And so if Destin, for example, let's say he got struck, I don't know if it works the same way in a copyright claim, but let's say he got striked by the LA7 channel instead, he would have to give them his full name, address, and all of this information about himself just to dispute the claim, not even to win, just to dispute it. It is absolute insanity the way that the copyright system works. And I understand that YouTube does have their hands tied in some sort of ways. I know they just have to kind of follow copyright law, but surely they need to make it so the system is better, because the way this copyright claim and strike system can be abused is fucking ridiculous. People saying, oh, file a counterclaim, done. Do you really think it's that easy? Have you ever even actually filed a counterclaim? It does take 30 days for YouTube to see the dispute, and the person who made the false claim gets to accept or deny my claim. And by that time, the guy's already going to take all of his money anyways, so it's almost pointless to do it at that time. So yeah, hopefully this gets more eyes on it, and hopefully Destin is able to get his content uncopyrighted, I guess that would be the word. But it's just crazy that people can do this. Everybody has a section on their YouTube channel called content detection, right? So for example, right, this person just stole my entire fucking video and uploaded it on their channel. This would be me striking his video down because he used all my content, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to go ahead and strike their video down because it's just not really worth it. But let's say I went through with doing it, right? Well, guess what? This person, if they wanted to go ahead and fight the copyright strike, they would have to go ahead and provide me all of their information, and they would go ahead and have to sign it with their real name and everything. I would also have to sign it with my real name too, just to file the strike. And so imagine how much information the person who's actually getting striked is going to have to provide. I mean, it is absolute insanity that YouTube just does not take this seriously at all. And they give this Destin guy these generic ass responses like, sorry, buddy, I guess you just have to wait 30 days. I mean, sucks to suck, I guess. And again, if this was more of a recent thing, it would still be shitty, but at least it would be something where we're like, hey, at least YouTube's copyright system used to be good. No, it's literally been awful since the beginning, and YouTube just does not care about false copyright claims. The story of Critical getting his video copyright claimed, that was only 5 months ago. So this type of stuff happens all the time, and it happens to so many different YouTubers. Imagine how many small YouTubers this happens to as well. The only way to get YouTube's attention at all since the beginning of time seems to be to make noise on Twitter. That's literally the only way. When I got banned from YouTube falsely and they reinstated my channel, that's how I had to do it as well. When I got falsely copyright strike, that's how I had to do it as well. That just seems to be the only way where YouTube actually does something. So hopefully YouTube changes their mind and goes ahead and removes this frivolous copyright claim, and they should ban that LA7 channel for taking advantage of this awful copyright system. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. YouTube's copyright system is broken. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.